Snowfall vs. Narcos, Shadows of the 80s Chapter 1, A Meeting of Two Worlds Los Angeles, 1984. Franklin Saint, the ambitious young drug dealer from South Central Los Angeles, had built his empire on the streets, supplying crack cocaine to an entire community. While his operation flourished, he couldn't ignore the whispers about a powerful Colombian drug lord named Pablo Escobar, who was dominating the international cocaine trade. Meanwhile, in Colombia, Pablo Escobar's Medellin cartel was at the height of its power. Escobar's influence had spread across the globe, and his operation was known for its brutality and ruthlessness. However, as whispers of a new player in the American drug scene reached his ears, Escobar saw an opportunity for collaboration. Chapter 2, The Nexus of Power. Word reached Franklin Saint's ears about a Colombian drug lord interested in expanding his operation into the United States. Intrigued by the possibilities, Franklin agreed to meet with Pablo Escobar's representative, Javier Pena, who had been sent to Los Angeles to broker the deal. In a dimly lit room, Franklin and Pena sat across from each other, sizing each other up. They discussed their respective operations and the potential benefits of joining forces. Franklin, always the strategist, saw an opportunity to expand his own influence and secure a steady supply of high-quality cocaine. Pena, on the other hand, recognized the potential for greater control over the American drug market. Chapter 3, The Reagan Factor. As Franklin and Pena forged their unlikely alliance, the political landscape of the 1980s was in full swing. President Ronald Reagan had declared a war on drugs, implementing harsher penalties for drug offenses and focusing on eradicating drug trafficking. The two criminal organizations knew they had to navigate this treacherous terrain carefully. The Reagan administration's anti-drug policies had unintended consequences. As law enforcement focused their efforts on street-level dealers and users, the demand for cocaine remained steady. Franklin and Escobar saw an opportunity to exploit this gap in the market, using their combined knowledge and resources to dominate the supply chain. Chapter 4, A Dance of Shadows. Franklin and Pena's collaboration gave birth to a sophisticated and well-organized cocaine pipeline. Using their connections and resources, they established a network that stretched from the streets of Los Angeles to the jungles of Colombia. The two organizations became intertwined, relying on each other for survival in a dangerous and unpredictable world. However, their success did not go unnoticed. Agents from the DEA, including Steve Murphy and his partner Javier Pena, were hot on their trail. Determined to bring down the Medellin cartel, they followed a trail of breadcrumbs that led them straight to Los Angeles. Chapter 5, A Clash of Titans. As tensions mounted and the DEA closed in, Franklin and Pena found themselves in a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. The two forces clashed in a battle for control, with lives hanging in the balance. Franklin's empire was at stake, and Pena was determined to bring down the Medellin cartel once and for all. Amidst the chaos, the shadows of the 1980s loomed large. The era of excess, materialism, and the crack epidemic took its toll on society. As the DEA closed in on Franklin and Pena's operations, the two men found themselves caught in a web of deception and betrayal. Loyalties were tested, alliances crumbled, and lives were lost in the pursuit of power and survival. Franklin, with his street smarts and strategic mind, was determined to protect his empire at all costs. He navigated the treacherous waters of the drug trade, making difficult decisions that blurred the lines between right and wrong. Meanwhile, Pena, torn between his duty as a DEA agent and his newfound partnership with Franklin, struggled to reconcile his conflicting loyalties. Chapter 6, The Fall of Empires. As the tension between Franklin and the DEA reached its breaking point, the ultimate confrontation loomed on the horizon. The fate of their empires hung in the balance, and the consequences of their actions would reverberate far beyond the streets of Los Angeles and the jungles of Colombia. In a climactic showdown, Franklin and Pena faced off, each determined to protect their interests and ensure their survival. The clash between the street-level drug trade and the global cocaine empire was a collision of worlds, ideologies, and ambitions. The fallout from their confrontation left both sides scarred, but it also revealed the harsh realities of the drug trade and the devastating impact it had on communities. In the aftermath of the clash between Franklin Saint and Javier Pena, the 80s drew to a close, marking the end of an era defined by drugs, violence, and corruption. The legacy of their actions would haunt them, as well as the societies they had touched. If you enjoyed this audio short story, hit that like button and subscribe to the Platinum Wave for more awesome content. Peace.